Today I'm doing an inspection in Valencia, a new house, and it's on Black Street, and it's today is the 20th of January 2015. I'm going to go over and show you how to turn off the different utilities. In the garage you have your main water line, and you can, if you want to just do the house, it would be the second valve up. If you want to do the whole system, it would be this bottom valve. And you just turn it 90 degrees and that shuts off the water service. And then in here we also find the fire sprinkler equipment. And there's no requirements to have it, when to have it serviced, but as your builder recommended, every 5 years, and they can drain the system, you get all the foul water out of the system. On the left exterior of the house, you have your main electrical panel, and they shut off the power, says bottom switch, and you throw it over to the right side, and that shuts off all the water, all the power to all the breakers and the sub panel that's located in the garage. They have a no cold water bonds, meaning the water pipes here are PEX plastic, and that's what we like to see up in Santa Clarita. Also on this side of the house is your gas meter, and your main valve is right here to the side, and you'll need a wrench here to turn it. You just turn it 90 degrees and it shuts off. And there's a wire coming out of the ground here. We call this a bonding wire. There's no power to it. You can see I'm on my finger on it. And it's used to locate the flexible gas line with a magnetic detector. So the next thing we'll do, we'll go back into the garage. And before we do that, you see there's two sprinkler devices here, and that'll control your front yard. And in your garage, you have your tankless water heater, and this is one of the better installations I've ever seen. They've gone to even to having a sediment trap on the gas line, flexible connectors for your water supplies, and there's a TPR pressure relief valve, and it drains to the outside of the unit. On your temperature setting, it's right here. For adults and older kids, 120 is fine. If you have any babies in the household, you can lower it down to, they recommend 115 or 110, and that's what you have. Now, throughout the exterior of the house, all the exterior and the other garage receptacles are controlled by this GFI right here. And so if anything goes out, there's no power to any of the outlets outside, then you come back here in the two-car garage, the left side garage, to reset the GFI here. So that will help so the searching. A couple things I found. I'm in a single car garage on the right side of the house. We got one handle here, and it's missing the second handle here. Now they did the other garage door correctly, but here it's missing one handle. And that's to assist you when the power's out. When I started the inspection today, I was really impressed with the builder because they tagged a lot of repairs and for their quality control, so they seem to be really on top of things. One of the things I would recommend, depending on how much cooking you do, because you got actually 3 ovens in this kitchen, is the rear wall here. There is a glossy finish or a satin finish, but if you do a lot of cooking, you'll get a lot of grease build up here. You can put a sheet of stainless steel up here, where if you think you may have a lot of oil build up, and it just makes it easier to clean in the future. I'm up in the attic, and I just want to give you a view What you have up here, you have insulation, and it looks like it's about 14 inches of insulation. And they have the flexible type of ducting here. The type of roof framing is a truss, and they're built in a factory, and so the tolerances are pretty close. And I'm swinging it around, and you'll see you have two furnaces up here. They're made by Carrier, and the gas line is actually missing a sediment trap. And then the second furnace is down the other end. And I'm going to crawl back there and take a look at that. Now where the opening is, access hole, right at the top here there's a light switch, and so you'll have light up in this area here. The other two switches operate the furnaces, and you have a pre-wired solar panel conduit. It ends here, but it's easy access up to your roof from this point. And this will go down to your near your main panel. This is the second furnace in the attic. Just like the first one, it's missing a sediment trap on the gas line. And a sediment trap is like one we found on your tankless water heater. Picks up any particulates or dirt that may be in the gas line. And also under your evaporators you have a pan, and I noticed that this is a coil inside this box. It's your air conditioner evaporator, and it's set for, it's a 4-ton unit, and your outside AC condenser is only rated to 3-ton. So I'll have that in the report as well. So I'm going to bring this camera around, and you see this, the first furnace, and your access down the other end here. And just like your rooms, you have a fire sprinkler system up in your attic as well. Your balcony deck surfaces is we call a membrane deck, and the top coating needs to be resealed every 5 years or so. So you have a balcony at the very front, right side of the house, then one in the rear of the house. The one over off the bedroom on the left side of the house is a composite type of decking, and you don't need to worry about that. Next thing we're going to look at is the tiles. There's some mud and debris on them and nails, and after the first good rain they'll wash down inside into your gutters. So and I'll take a look at the rear of the house. At the very front balcony you have these columns that come up. The edges here is made out of styrofoam, and then the middle part it's a regular framing, but you see there's a slight indentation here, and this will collect water over time. It may stain or leak through the corner. They might get little cracks here in the corner. It would have been better if they had it sloped towards the edges. So here's the concrete tiles at the rear of the house. They cut the valleys here wide so it won't catch any debris. So there's a nice flow of water coming down through the valley. It does have the bird stops, which we like to see. And all in all, they did looks like a good job on the roof. In the master bathroom shower, you can see it's missing the grill here. So they'll need to put the grill on the drain line. And the light is loose. That needs to be pushed back in the light fixture. You'll notice in all the bathrooms they have vents, and when you hit the light switch or the second switch, it doesn't seem to turn on anything. Back in 2012, they went to a 1 decibel type of fan system. So what they've done, they have all these bathrooms are connected by ducting up to the attic, and there's a fan motor up in the attic. When I got here today, there was a switch for it in the attic. It was in the off position. I turned it on. It did work, and I put it back to the off position. It makes it a little uncomfortable or not accessible, so you may want the builder to turn the fan on prior to close of escrow for you. And it's important to keep the fan running because it picks up any moisture in your bathrooms and gets it to the outside of the house.